Hi, everybody. I wanted to take a moment and check in as we transition from ideation into prototyping. So I actually just made a modification to the discussion for prototyping. Instead of requiring 3 prototypes, I'm only going to ask for 2. I kind of rethought that a little bit, and as opposed to quantity over quality, now as we transition into prototyping, we want to focus on quality versus quantity. Doesn't have to be perfect by any stretch. And really, we want to bias for action. So just get started. There are a lot of different ways that you can think about prototyping your idea, and it's going to be totally dependent on what you're working on. So, for example, as we're thinking about prototyping, there are really 2 approaches you can take this week. One, you can take a specific proposal that you want to put forward, and you can have 2 different versions of it. If you're not quite sure the direction you want to go, or maybe if there are some kind of nuances that you'd like to get some feedback on, this is a great way to get feedback and preferences from your users as we move into testing. And so one way we can talk about this is A/B testing. So whenever, and we see this in marketing a lot, if you want to put something out, oftentimes you'll actually put out 2 versions of it and you'll see which one does better. And that's essentially what we're going to be doing here with prototyping as we move into testing. So you can take that approach where you basically are doing A/B testing and comparing between 2 alternatives. Or if you'd like, if you've got different aspects of your project that you'd like some feedback on, you can put forward 2 completely different prototypes, maybe one for a communication or a flyer, and then another for a new process. Um, as you now move from ideation into prototyping, as you think about the ideas that you specifically want to prototype and the methodologies you're going to use, feel free to shoot me an email and just touch base like, hey, here's what I'm planning on working on. Here's how I'm thinking of prototyping it. I'd be happy to give you some quick feedback on it as you move forward. Again, we can be a little bit flexible here with the due dates for prototyping, but I would like to make sure that we leave enough time for testing so that you can get robust feedback from potential users. I'll also look to schedule another small group session toward the end of prototyping, early testing, so that again, we can just get together and chat a little bit about how you have really kind of worked to pull your prototype together and then your plans for reaching out and getting that feedback to users. So as always, if you've got questions, shoot me an email anytime. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and I'll be in touch next week.